Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all my witches, warlocks, writers, and wanderers. I am KibbyRose. I am Authortubes, lesbian psychic stoner. I am here, and we got a little fun day going. I'm here to fill your day with some witchy stuff, some horoscopes, and some sprints to get some work done. Let me run the opener. We're testing some stuff out before we do the huge launch next week, so things are going to be a little changed up, as you see. But don't worry, we're still doing the regular stuff today. And let me run the opener. All right, so for anybody who's watching, I have been dropping hints here and there in regards to what is coming next week, but that's not the exciting news that's coming today. What exciting is today is that we have our January WitchCasket subscription box, and we are going to definitely be opening that up here in a minute because I really want to dive into it. We've also got, I've got my work already set up and ready to go back here of things I need to do during the sprints. So for those that are new here, this is how we do it. Basically, I start with a 10-minute sprint. Well, first I chat your ear off for a couple of minutes and we open WitchCaskets or something like that. But then we do a 10-minute sprint to get you prepped, and then talking points in between with 25-minute sprints after that. We try to do about at least 2 to 3 25-minute sprints, depending on how much energy I have, how things are going, and how well the Wi-Fi and my my computer battery holds out. Couple things on that note. Hopefully, now that tax season has started, I'll be able to get the money that I've been waiting for in order to upgrade my equipment system, because even 4 minutes before I jumped onto this live, I totally forgot to plug in my microphone. Because I use the same, I only have 2 ports, and I have a big screen, I have a microphone, I have a printer, I have a hard drive, I have my phone, I have like 6 or 7 things that I need to plug into my computer, and I only have 2 ports to use at a time. And that includes the charging port. So it's been, I'm hoping that, I was hoping to get this stuff set up before the launch. However, sometimes not everything works in your favor, and you gotta maneuver around it. If there's anything I tell my clients, hope for the best, plan for the worst, keep your mind in the middle. So I planned for the worst, and I'm keeping my mind in the middle because next week we launch the big, interesting, fun stuff. And unfortunately, I'm not going to have the setup I was hoping for. Maybe in a month or 2 after everything gets in gear. I'm giving the government a little bit of time to figure out what the heck is going on with everything, money-wise and everything else, because there's been a lot of changes. For my regulars that watch, I've been prepping you for this huge shift that just happened. And for my newbies, this is why you guys have got to like and subscribe and follow me, because if this is hitting you by surprise and all these changes are shocking and new, follow me, I can do readings for you. I can get you prepared like I do for all my other clients, not only in better health, but in a better mental state and better overall position. So, I just want to say again, my heart goes out to the people in California who are still fighting the wildfires. Yes, you got a little bit of reprieve with this rain. Yes, I know it did cause mudslides. Yes, I know it predicted both. However, I'm going to put in a place and a warning that this was not the one I predicted. When this happened, my angels were like, no, the one we talked about is in mid-February. And I've been watching the weather very closely. Thank you to Ryan Hall, y'all, and Weather on the Go. They have both. I'm grateful to them because they tend to, even though it's not 100% correct, they tend to forecast a little bit further into the future. And I've been watching them very closely to notice because my angels keep saying that it's going to be the full moon of February where California is going to get like an atmospheric flood type thing. And that is where the earthquake or the landslides are going to have. a problem. So just for all of you in California, please don't be scared, be prepared, as Ryan Hall says. This is not me trying to scare you. This is me like, hey, just heads up, warning, just like the deep freeze that I warned about in the South, and all my friends who prepared with their generators refueled and got their propane tanks and their extra candles and everything else. This is just one of those things of, hey, we know how to survive. Just prepare so you have everything equipped if in case everything goes the hard way. Okay. And to my friends in the deep South, welcome to, I'm sorry that the Pacific Northwest decided to go ahead and share its weather with the South. I'm actually blaming my mother. She has been praying for California weather to come to Spokane. And if there's one person I know that has a direct line, it's my mother. So I just find it kind of interesting that my mother's been praying for warmer weather here in Spokane, and the South kind of got frozen out. So for those of you in Florida that enjoyed the snow, I'm glad you enjoyed it. For those of you that it wreaked havoc on your mind and said, this is why I moved to Florida, so I wouldn't ever have to deal with this again. Mother Nature's going a little crazy, okay? And honestly, for those of you in America that think you have it bad, I highly recommend looking at global news or Australian world news. They do cover a lot of what's going on. Ireland just got hit with one of the worst storms in the century. The entire country got shut down in Ireland. Venice in Italy completely flooded out. We got an earthquake in Taiwan that completely, it wasn't a strong earthquake, but it was so close to the surface that it's caused more destruction than most of the Taiwanese are used to with their earthquakes. We've got people, the uptick in just the uptick and continued uptick of the movement on the Cascadia zone in California and Oregon. It's one of those things, guys, that just be aware. They're now predicting that Mount Vesuvius might erupt soon. We've had Mount Kilauea erupted. We've got Mount Etna. I mean, we have a lot of, I know it's not rare for volcanoes to erupt, but it is interesting how many of these things are coinciding with such extreme weather events. And I was going back as you guys know, I've been doing my rewatching channel. And I'm just going to throw this in before we do the witch casket, because we are diving into that. But I actually mentioned several years ago in 2021, when I was watching global history or global news and everything else, or the geologists and everything else, the Earth's core did stop rotating. Not in 2021. It paused for a minute. It then reversed its rotation in 2022. And I remember saying in 2022, and I don't just remember saying it, it's actually on my YouTube channel in those live streams, that you can't take that much magma and that much geometric and energy and everything else and have it change direction and not expect a reverberating effect throughout the rest of the planet. And I knew it wasn't going to be instant. In my live stream, I even said, I wonder how long it's going to be before we start seeing the effects of this on the surface level. I think we're seeing the effects of it on the surface level. I don't think, and at the time, I even mentioned that I didn't think the scientists were going to predict or put out any warnings because truthfully, they wouldn't be able to warn. They didn't know what to warn for. They didn't know how bad it would be. And there's no use in causing panic when truthfully, humans handle things better as they come versus the herd mentality. So yes, humans are getting smarter. There's far more individuals in the herd now that is actually causing more in the herd to maybe not be herd-like. However, we're not quite to the substantial numbers that we need to be. So on that note, we've got a witch casket to unbox. So I'm going to open this up just like I normally do with all of them, and I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek to see what's in it. All right, so we've got traditional witchcraft, and as you all know, I put this aside because that is the cheat sheet, and truthfully, I'm going to make myself some room over here because I might not have that much room. So, all right, we've got the box, we've got this. Okay, so the first thing we've got is our normal monthly manifestation card, and that is gorgeous. Why do I feel like that's me out here in Spokane in the trees? That is beautiful. So our monthly manifestation card. All right, and then our spell kit. And this is the hex breaking jar spell kit. And yes, I opened this because I was like, wait a second, they send me a jar spell kit, and I'm literally putting my own jar spell kits together. So I thought that was kind of cool. But open this up. So as you know, they always supply you with all your ingredients. So you have your black candle, you have your herbies, you have your hex breaking spell with all the instructions and details. And in case you want to, there's the freeze frame so you can copy it. Then we have the little bottle, and I'm going to break into this because, oh my gosh, it is. It's one of those. Yep. Oh, and it's black. Okay. So they outdid me, but then again, they've been around a lot longer. They've been doing this a lot longer than I have. I'm just starting. But my bottles are going to come like this. So you have this bag and then this little bottle. And I made my bottles a little bit bigger just in case. But there you have all of your stuff. And then they even included a tiny little string. With my hands, I don't know if I'll be able to tie that. That'll be a little difficult for me to tie that with my fibromyalgia in my hands. So there is our hex breaking jar spell. Absolutely love. Okay. All right. And then, guys, there's a lot in this box. Like, there's a lot in here. I'm actually surprised. Okay. So we've got our bag. As we all know, I love their bags. And looks like a broom. That's super cute. All right. What's in here? Oh, that's why it's a broom. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, and they've got the little jewel on it too. Oh, that's awesome. All right. So, and then they've got their card. Here's the back and here's the front. And their artwork again is amazing on this. So I have mine that we will be doing for our embolic ritual, which is also going to be on launch day. But that gives you kind of an idea of what we're going to end up doing with that. So, all right, the next thing we've got is their protective incense. So here's the box. And here's all the beautiful, light the incense and affirm protection is what I desire come to me through smoke and fire. And so this is violet, patchouli, and sandalwood. And again, I love their artwork. All right, so the next thing we've got is, all right, I think they've traded out their paper scrolls for fabric scrolls. I loved their other scroll that they came in the last box. It's actually hanging up in my room. I found the perfect spot for it. So we're going to unroll this and see what we've got. Oh, it's the rune alphabet. Oh, for seagulls and for your candle magic. Oh, this is, so if you guys were wondering, these are the symbols that you write on your candle magic to represent things that you need or want. Well, there's some of them. They're not all of them because there's honestly so many symbols that you can use. But oh, I really like that. I'm going to have to iron that, but that is really neat. And I like the fabric scroll. Oh, that's so neat. Okay, so we're going to wrap that up because, yeah, I guess that's their new replacement for the paper scrolls that they used to have. And I don't know which one I like better because I put the paper ones in my book of shadows. So, okay, the next thing we've got, their pin. This is a normal item that you get in every witch casket is one of their pins. There's the front, there's the back, and it is a moon phase. It is a moon phase pin. I like that. Moon phases are my favorite, considering I relate to the triple goddess. All right, so next we're going to grab, oh, that was a blind grab. I thought I was grabbing a box, but that is a carved incense. This looks like a witch casket exclusive since it even has the little fire emblem on the bottom. So that's really pretty. That is really pretty. And I love the color of that wood. That's the color of wood I love. This is kind of the color of my furniture mostly, because I love this. I wonder what wood this is. I need to find out, because that colored wood I love. All right, so the next thing we've got is our black spell candles, and I love their black spell candles because their candles burn completely down without making a mess, and they're 100% soy. So we've got their black candles. Let's open them up. Yep, they're normal candles. Love them. I wonder if Deb and Ella hand make these, or if they, I wonder how they get them, because they have the same candles every time. All right, so we'll go for the bag next. All right, so we've got the stone. Yes. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, WitchCasket always gives you a monthly stone. Well, not always. I shouldn't say always. 90% of the time, because I think there was like one that didn't come with a stone. And this one's Tiger's Eye for protection. And their stone quality is always so beautiful. And I love how this is actually picking up all of that. Look at that. I love that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. That is a tiger's eye if I've ever seen one. Oh, I didn't even show that side. Oh, that is gorgeous. Okay, so we have another beautiful stone. And yeah. All right. So next box we're going to go with is we're going to do little to big. So we've got our little box here of black salt. All right. And for those who don't know, black salt you use in protection spells to protect your boundaries. That is a gorgeous bottle. Love the label. Oh, see, and that's another thing I love about their products is their products are so pretty. Even if you don't, if you use them on the reg, you can display them out in the open and they still look nice. You don't have to worry about it looking like a bunch of collected nonsense. All right. So the next thing we've got is a protective candle holder for multi-candle spells and rituals. I could have used this like a couple days ago. Anyway, so we've got, and this looks like it is a WitchCasket exclusive. All right, so I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna give you guys first peek if I can. Okay, came out backwards, so I technically got the first peek, and that is absolutely beautiful. So they've got the metal candle holders right inside, so it protects the wood. This is actually carved into the wood, and they have the WitchCasket exclusive on the back. I absolutely could have used this. Like the last 3 spells, actually, I could have used this. So for Neil, if you're watching, we might be doing another renewal one and boosting some stuff using that because that had to have come with some good power. So the last thing we've got, it looks like it's a perfect receptacle for your elixirs, potions, tinctures, and herb. So this is going to be a spell jar, a potion bottle. Okay. Gorgeous artwork on the box. And I'm going to open this up and see if I can give you guys a first peek. And what do we got? Oh, you guys, that's so pretty. So we've got the whole pentagram design on both sides. Love that. Is that dark? It looks like it's a dark green glass. And we've got the ball top cork. Oh, that's so cute. And I like how flat and little that is. That is all. Now, don't let my hands deceive you. My hands are the same size as Arnold Schwarzenegger's. Okay, so my hands are not a good example. Okay, so here's the teacup that came with the last WitchCasket box, and this will give you a better idea because this is a big bottle. And yes, this is one of the, and if you guys didn't know, this is one of WitchCasket's past items. The only reason I don't use it on the regular is because the poor plate came shattered. and I had to kind of put it back together as best I could. But it is part of my display out here because it is an absolutely beautiful bottle. But that is just another example of things that you get in the WitchCasket box. So, all right. So that is actually everything in the box. That's everything. And I am absolutely stoked with that. Wow. So it was it was an original traditional witchcraft, which is absolutely fitting. This is a big haul. I'm going to see. Okay. Dizzy warning, one of those, this shaky camera warning, I guess is what I'm going to say. I want to show this to you guys. That is a huge pile. That is a huge pile. So I'm impressed. I'm absolutely impressed. And I'm sorry I hit the mic with my hand, putting my camera back. But we're going to jump into a 7-minute sprint or a 10-minute sprint real quick. And I'm going to put all this away. And we're going to get ourselves prepped for the next sprinting streams. And I will see you guys in a minute. So 10 minutes on the clock. And I'll see you guys in 7 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. And play. Interesting. All right, that's the end of that timer. So, how did we all do? Did you get a little bit prepped and ready and work and everything else done, or did you go back and watch the WitchCasket stream? Just curious. Just curious what you did. So I was able to get prepped. For the next 25 minutes. Oh, actually, let me press this so I'm not yapping your ear off for forever. I was able to get print. I have to do my big calendar. So I have my little calendar out. I got to make sure that I got all my taxes set up for 2024. And then also I have my rewatching notes. In case you were all wondering, this is how many notes I have been taking in my rewatching project. Okay. And I still have 16 more videos to go. So I'm typing these up because it's a lot easier to handwrite it while watching it than it is to type it up on the computer. So I will be typing that up too. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the 25-minute sprints. And hopefully next month, I'll be able to start backing into the swing of things in regards to my book work and getting back into Authortube because I think it's March Nano starts soon. So for my clients, just so you know, in the next rant session, I'm going to cover the Embolic ritual because Embolic is coming up on the 3rd. Part of my relaunch is going to be Embolic celebration, and I want to be able to explain that a little bit. We also have Chinese New Year coming up, which is today. By the way, it's the year of the snake, and I want to give a little background on that. We also moved into the tree month, the Celtic tree month of Rowan, and I'm going to give a little bit of background on that. For the horoscopy people, I will be covering the horoscopes at the end. We've got quite a few planets that are influencing things. Y'all have probably already felt it already. That was the wrong page. There's the page with all the planets. We've got 9 planets that are pretty much in alignment in our night sky. First of all, if you haven't gone out and see it, you should go out and look. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Especially if you have a telescope, you'll be able to see them just pop up over the horizon one after the other. It's really neat. It's the parade of planets. So that is what we're going to go over on the next little sprint portion. But in this sprint, I wanted to do a little rant and I wanted to do it in the middle because it was going to keep me from diverting too much and going too crazy. In regards to this shift, there's a lot of people in the industry that I have been warning. You guys have been prepped because it's been a real shift. It's crazy. Let me pull my notes here because I have too many pieces of paper. First of all, when it comes to your opinion on the whole scheme of things and what's going on, whether or not you like who the person is, I was brought up to respect the position. So I actually want to say thank you to Carrie Underwood for handling a very difficult situation with having to sing a cappella during a very stressful, to some people, time, and handling it like a pro, and then getting the disrespect that you got afterwards. As far as I'm concerned, some people weren't happy when Biden came into office. Some people aren't going to be. It depends. That's why we have different sides. One side or the other is not going to be happy when we have a president come into the office. How we handle it as a nation and as an individual proves more in the strength of our country than anything else. So in that note, just so anybody knows, when it comes to my psychic readings, when it comes to that kind of stuff, any readings like that will be kept private. I'm not going to do those on a live stream. I do appreciate you giving me a topic of conversation to cover in regards to predictions and making them in that regard. I'm not going to do it here. The other thing I wanted to bring up is Trump. You should legalize MJ. I mean, talk to the states that have it already legalized. See what is done. It's how it's benefited in tax income and everything else. just please be careful when you do, if you do legalize it, because yes, there are some people out there that I have met that maybe shouldn't be given as strong of MJ as they have here on the West Coast. Like, it kind of needs to just, but it was just something that I brought in because if we're going to make a bunch of changes, can we address that issue? Because with everything that's been addressed, that seems to be like the one issue that has been looked over. And as an avid stoner who literally is stoned right now on air, there's not a time that I'm not, because of my fibromyalgia, my Crohn's, and my mental. There's not a time that you don't see me stoned. So, there's some of us that would like it legalized across the nation, because I would love to be able to go over to Idaho and not be afraid to be, Anyway, considering all the amusement parks over up here in the Pacific Northwest are in Idaho. Cheers. Why hasn't Kibby gone to any amusement parks? That's why. All right. So, and the last thing I want to say is, if you didn't believe my opinions before on Snow White and The View, do you believe me now? And to my advice to the ladies on and Brett Cooper, to my advice to the ladies on The View, number one, you double check where you came from and what is in your family history before you decide to just go stomping around and saying things. Number two, y'all need a disclaimer above your heads saying none of this information has been fact checked. Number three, you need to stop listening to your yes people. And you need to start asking questions. You need to stop believing everything you're told and start asking questions. In regards to the Rachel Zegler situation, Disney, you were smart to kind of pull back on all of your advertising and everything else. And but I just wanted to tell you that the old Hollywood trick of trying to rewrite the narrative by going silent isn't going to work anymore. You've actually made a lot of people like me even louder on it, because I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And Rachel, you got to keep your mouth shut. You really do. You just shut it. Just put a muzzle on it. Shut it. Truthfully, I speak for a lot of people when I say I had absolutely no interest. Was that muted or was that on the whole time? Was it talking over me? Oh, now I'm wondering. Because that was supposed to be muted. And now I'm wondering if it was or if it was over me the whole time. Anyway, well, it doesn't matter. Our 7 minutes up. But Rachel Zegler, it's your mouth. I had absolutely no care, interest, concern of the hypocrisies or initiatives behind the Snow White movie. I was going to give it a chance. It's literally your mouth that has caused me and many others to be completely alienated from wanting to see I can't get past your mouth to watch the movie. There's a lot of people who I can get past their public opinions, their political opinions, whatever else. You've destroyed. And yeah, so that's enough on that. So we're going to jump into the next 25-minute sprint, because I want to be very careful about what I'm saying. There's been a lot of people who've gotten a lot of hate, a lot of backlash, a lot of everything else for talking out about Snow White and everything else. And I don't want to bring negativity to my channel. My channel is kind of about positivity, encouraging people and everything else. But I had some people really jump down my throat when I was saying the things that I was saying and trying to give my warning out to a lot of these people. And it's one of those things where I'm like, do you believe me now? So the last one I want to say is this. Brett Cooper, go. You go, girl. You go, girl. If there's not proof in the numbers, I don't know what is. And from what I can see of your path, it is shining so bright, I'm kind of jealous. So on that note, Brett Cooper, go. And for everybody at the comment channel or the comment section who has decided to try to double down on this whole narrative of stop bullying, stop whatevering, voicing our opinions about not liking an individual that you replaced with someone else is not bullying. Now, I'm not going to say that all of it isn't bullying. I've seen some of those comments. Some of you are despicable. I don't side with those. However, my comments in regards to it, I'm just going to say this flat. I tried. I'm one of those people who is a lot with some other comment channels where I tried. I tried to give the new girl a shot. Okay. There is something about her voice that I can't handle it. It's so high pitched all the time. Brett Cooper had this alto to her where when there was an underlying softness to her tone that when I had my earbuds in and I had her on and she talked, there weren't ever times where I was like, ow. With the new girl's voice, it's too much up here. It's too much up here and too much like the Hollywood trying to, it's like what I was, and here's another thing. For them to say that they didn't send her to acting school, where do you think I learned how to do this voice? And that's exactly the voice she has. That's exactly the voice she's doing, yada, yada, yada. So, Brett Cooper, go. Because you didn't put on a show. You didn't put on an act. You didn't fake your stuff. And for everybody, for the cousin, for the boss man who, y'all, there are some things I wouldn't say on my channel that I think are going on behind the scenes that you guys with doubling down is just making even more clear. All I'm going to say is stop putting things in your mouth. And on that note, we're going to jump into a 25-minute sprint. All right. And in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to mute yourself. So that's the end of that sprint. That's not what I wanted. Pow. We're all professionals here. WAP. That's what it is. WAP. Anyway. Hi. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am great. Things are going wonderful. Let me check something real quick because I just want to make sure that. All right, it's not going to let me do it while live. So I got to figure out, because I want to play my 7-minute timer so I don't talk your ears off, but I can't tell if the 7-minute timer is playing over me talking. And there's not many people, the people that I know are watching are not ones to respond in the comments. So if anybody can go back and tell me, I'll look later. But anyway, hello, how are you? I hope you got some work done during that 25-minute sprint. I did. I was able to get all my calendaring done on my big calendar, swapped over from my small calendar to my big calendar. Got my taxes organized, figured out exactly what I'm missing and what I have to acquire, which actually is only like 3 things, which I'm super stoked about. And now we're going to go over a couple of things. So this is going to be just a quick talking points. The horoscopes we're going to do after the next 25-minute sprint. So for anybody who came for the horoscopes, just know after the next 25-minute sprint. And for my replay crew, love you. Thank you for coming back and watching. First of all, please remember to like and subscribe and do the YouTube things. It does make the algorithm happy. I'm hoping to get to more people when I launch launch everything next year. So please remember to do that. I do appreciate you coming back. I see you. Love you. For my clients, I do appreciate you guys coming in and watching. I know this hasn't been the easiest or the best way to be able to do readings right now, but I appreciate you working with me and being flexible. And I promise after next month, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay. And for the rest of you, we're going to go over real quick. This is for this main part is for my current clients that are in stage 2. This is going to be your learning about the current holidays for this month. So we're going to move on to, and then, like I said, horoscopes at the end. So right now, actually today, exactly today, is our Chinese New Year of the Snake. And what that means is basically there's a little bit of what the people, this more pertains to children that are born during this year, but it also pertains to a little bit of the energies that also stimulate or are activated during this time. Okay. So basically, snakes are considered both the symbols of the harvest, procreation, spirituality, and good fortune in the Chinese culture, and as well as cunning, evil, a threat, and a terror. So basically, the snake represents kind of balance, both sides, the tail and the head. If you've ever lived in California, I was born and raised in California or in the southern states like New Mexico, Arizona, you are familiar with the rattlesnake. This year is very much going to be kind of like the rattlesnake. We've already kind of seen it started from the beginning of this year. We are definitely, the people that are taking action, start shaking their tails first, making a little bit of a ruckus. And if you don't pay it, you better pay attention, because either way they're going to strike. You're either going to be in the way or not. Okay, that is, and the children that are going to be born this year are very much going to be black or white. It's not, I hate to say it, but it's or hate, love, depending on who you are. Trump's already doing it with the black or white. There's no gray area this year, is basically what it's coming down to. We'll have more, we're going to shift more into a gray area next year. But from what I understand, even on the other sides, we've been far too gray, and we've shifted so far gray that we've almost gone blind. So we're trying to get us back to a reality check a little bit. Just real quick for everybody else, because my back popped. Remember to stretch and save, because we're going to do that. Yep. I was going to say, my collarbone has been tightening up, and I knew I needed to pop that with the way I was sitting. So we were just going to stretch and save real quick. And since this is my channel, I can do what I want. Yes, my hot body. So basically, just keep an eye out this year that things are going to not have very much of a gray area. If you're dealing with those people that have a hard time making decisions or compromising, just know this is going to be the year that they're probably going to frustrate you and aggravate you to the extreme. I'm not saying constantly throughout the year. I'm just saying kind of like a snake ripples, it's going to come in and out. Okay, so that's your warning with that. The next thing that I wanted to bring up is the Celtic tree month of Rowan begins. And basically what this means for the Celtics, kind of like the Wiccan calendar, the Celtics celebrate every month with a tree that represents kind of what that month entails. Rowan is the tree of quickening. It symbolizes rebirthing of the year. When the earth begins to respond to the warmth of the sun, and it's a good time for initiations of self-dedications, especially during embolic. So basically it's reawakening. It's that green that's popping out of the ground after that first snow after the snow has melted. It's that first sign of life after that dormant spring. It's the bear coming out of its cage and shaking off and waking up a little bit. Just as I put it, just reference, it's kind of like a bear. This people around this time are one of two things. They're either the happy-go-lucky birds that are ready for this time of year, or they are the grumpy grizzly bears who are coming out of hibernation and kind of don't mess with them for a couple of months. So we're going to get into a little bit more of that when it comes to the embolic ritual. But since I've been so busy, and the embolic ritual has definitely crept up on me a little bit faster than I thought. Why I thought I had an extra week between now and my launch, I have no idea. I've been counting down 6 days, like today's 5 days. Why in my head that was like a full week? Forgive me. So I'm going to add this into here because, frankly, we're going to pass embolic before I'm able to give you guys the information for it. So I did set up my area over here a little bit with the stuff that is symbolism of embolic. So just so most of you, for my new students and for my old, embolic is also known as Candlemas or the Feast of Lights, because it's that time of year when it's actually the darkest. We're starting to tilt a little bit closer, but always before the dawn, it's the darkest time of the night. And that's kind of what we're going with. So we've got, in symbolism, we've got eggs, which, and I'm just going to say it now. No, this is not from Gwyneth Paltrow's site. This is not one of her eggs. Okay. Us Wiccans had these eggs before she did. Okay. And no, it doesn't go anywhere that it's not supposed to. Thank you very much. Okay. Anyway, Ben Wall balls are for the, anyway, eggs. So I've got my marble egg in the color of the seasons, which is the white, the yellow, the light silver, and kind of the tanny yellowish. And then we've got the broom, which we are going to decorate this at our embolic ritual. And then we've got our herbs, which are jasmine. And I repurposed jars. So yes, this says honey on it, but look at the herbs inside. Okay. Because I repurposed jars because that's just the way I am. We've got chrysanthemum. We've got, I cannot pronounce this to save my life. I know it's one of them, but I can't pronounce it. And then chamomile. So jasmine and chamomile, sandalwood, lavender, pine are also some other ones that you can use. All right. For incense, it's also jasmine and sandalwood. Herbs, you can also use rosemary and bay leaf. Okay. For the stones, you're going to want to decorate with amethyst, clear quartz, and amzonite. The deities that you're going to want to worship or attune to are Persephone and Demeter. Hence the reason why we're doing embolic. If you haven't heard before, I attune to Persephone. Embolic is one of her rituals. It's when she starts coming up to the surface. So what better time to launch, to do the new launch? So the animals are sheep and groundhogs, and the food is honey, bread, cheese, apples, and pears. Hence the reason why for embolic celebration, we're going to do a charcuterie tray. If you don't know what a charcuterie tray is, it is literally everything I just named. Okay. On the day of the actual embolic, which is February 2nd or Sunday, February 2nd. I believe it's the 2nd. I keep getting confused because my launch is the 3rd and my brain goes, oh no. So it is the 2nd. Yes. February the 2nd is embolic, and it's going to be in the sun of Aries and the first quarter moon the sun of Aquarius and the first quarter moon of Aries. All right. So those are just a little key points that to notate so that you have, if you want to join me in the celebration on the 3rd, those are the supplies you want to acquire. The other thing is, other than the broom, there's also something that we can do that's called a Bridget doll. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the supplies in time because it does require hay, but basically you take natural straw and you shape it into a doll. And then you decorate it according with all the items that we mentioned for the holidays, and then that you place on your altar. The Bridget dolls are also really good for healing spells and rituals. For my client Danielle, or Dee, if you're listening, we will be working on Bridget dolls for your long distance healing stuff. So just so you know, that might be an ingredient or a product you want to acquire is some hay. We can go to the local craft store and get it. All right. So that is a little bit about what is going on right now in regards to the Chinese New Year, the Celtic Tree Month, the upcoming Wiccan holiday. Just remember, we are in the Sun of Aquarius, and I'm going to get into, we are the Sun of Aquarius. We're also in the Moon of Aquarius. Mercury is also in Aquarius. And guys, we're going to go over the horoscopes after this next 25-minute sprint, but I'm telling you right now, we've got some crazy planetary influences going on right now. We couldn't be more black and white, literally, and even the planets are showing it. So I'm going to pop up this 25-minute sprint, and we're going to jump into this. This is probably going to be our last 25-minute sprint because I'll be going over horoscopes next. So try to get some work done. I need to switch some stuff around. So you give me a minute because, like I said before, I only have so many ports. And I am over 40, getting older. My poor eyes. And I don't like working off of my laptop screen in order to type up stuff anymore. So hence the reason I also use this, because I wouldn't have the paper if I could have all of this displayed, all whatever, but you know, you make it work, you figure it out, right? All right, so I have plenty of notes that I'm going to be typing up on this 25-minute sprint. Use this 25 minutes, get some laundry done, clean up the house, go get something to eat, go potty. Remember to do this, because for those of us that are authors, oh, do we end up sitting way too long without remembering to move, right? Okay, so 25 minutes on the clock in 3, 2, 1, and don't forget to mute yourself. All right, all right, all right. So that's the end of that sprint. So just for all of you, this is going to be our little horoscope recap. Just a heads up to all of my author tubers. This is going to take about an hour. I try to shorten it. Doesn't ever work. From what I can see in all my AuthorTube YouTube stuff, it's about an hour that it takes me to get through all these. So just a heads up for that. For the rest of you, for my clients, and for anybody new, the way I do this is I first go over the weekly energy influences with all the months the planets, those things, you know, the floaty things in the air that are in the sky that influence our energies. Yeah, those things. Yeah. Going to go over and ask the energy influence of those. And then I start with Aries and I go through the chart working that way. I skip Scorpio to the end simply because I am a Scorpio and my angels like to bombard me with messages halfway through. So I had to move it to the end. So long story short, we've got a lot of stuff going on, guys, and it's a very black and white period right now. Okay, we've got the sun in Aquarius. We've got the sun in Aquarius, which is the think outside the box and a break away from normal rules type thing, and you want to be social. You got Mercury in Aquarius, which is the unconventional communications and bringing in visionary and intuitive influences. You've got the new moon today in Aquarius, which brings in strong energies for socializing, connecting, a very restless mood, a need to have intellectual stimulation, a tendency to filter emotion through logic, strong innovative energies, and complete truth with oneself. Okay, we've got Venus's influence with Pisces, which is causing idealistic ideas in love, power to forgive with compassion. You've got Mars in Cancer, which is focused on domestic and emotional security and hypersensitivity. Jupiter in Gemini, which is causing opportunity for good fortune and stimulation in new experiences. And you've got Saturn in Pisces, which is a pull of reflection on the past and oneness with the future and the divine. Okay. Basically, we're dealing with both air and water right now. That is why we are dealing with total opposites. You've got Aquarius in 4 signs with Gemini and Jupiter, which are all air signs. Then you've got Pisces and Cancer taking up the rest of the signs, all water, all mood. So we've got one side that wants you to be social and be analytical and have your thoughts and your emotions done with logic. And then you've got the other side that is deep investigating all of the logic and all of the deep emotions. So if you find yourself having conflicts with your own thought process and your own emotions right now, you can blame the planets. As it's, yes, we use it as an excuse, but no, we don't. This is one of those times where I honestly say blame the planets, because even my Gemini, normally with my ascending node in Gemini, being on screen, I'm able to kind of keep other things in the background. I'm even struggling with it today. Like the bounce is very apparent. I noticed it at the beginning because as soon as I started talking about it, I slowed down. It was like I had a mind glitch and it was like, oh, I started thinking about the deep underlying issues instead of focusing on the surface level forefront. So just know, if you're having a hard time with your attention, if you're getting frustrated or struggling with yourself, take some time to do a self-break, self-soothe, and breathe. Hi, Cora. Hello, my dear. Hi, hun. Sorry I missed the stream. Oh, you're fine, honey. Just popping by to say hi. It's a long day. I know it's a long day for you. And Virgos have, if you're a Virgo, I can understand if you're kind of avoiding things today. And full excuse to be as Corey, you're fully excused. As I told several of my clients, you are fully excused today if you need to just hide and not get back to me, okay? So we're going to start with the only other influence that we have coming in, the other influence we have coming in is Venus in conjunction with Neptune, which is causing inspiration and faith in love and romance, okay? So on that note, starting with Aries. Okay, and I'm going to run over Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's energies. Okay, so we've got a 4-day recap here. Excuse me. I'm going to clear that before I do anything. All right. So on Tuesdays for you, Aries, you took the time to see layers in the situation, to tackle problems with new understandings. Hopefully you didn't make any mountains out of molehills. If you did, unfortunately, you're dealing with it today. But the answers come easy today for you, Aries, on Wednesdays. Good communications, good conversations, networking, mingling. Very optimistic perspective type energies come in for you today. So Aries, if you need to do that wheeling and dealing, if you need to figure out that business plan, if you need to finalize those details, today's the day to do it. On Thursday, you're going to have social expression and attention with innovative business and money-making energies. Basically, this is, if you work in the stock market and you're in Aries, these last couple days are going to be really good for you. Okay. They're saying that innovative business and money-making energies, forward-thinking and friendly type communicative energies, which is why I'm saying, like, if you're in the stock market and in a high impace or a high stressful job where communication is needed, you're going to have a good next couple of days. On Friday, this is forewarned, on Friday, everybody is facing a disruption. Every single sign, except for one, is facing a disruption simply because we have Jupiter, or who is it? It's Venus's conjunction with Neptune, and let me check this real quick because there's another influence on this that I know is coming in. No, it is the conjunction of Moon and Venus that's causing the disruption. Because Venus is in Neptune, yeah. It's so late on Friday, just for everybody, Venus's conjunction with the Moon is causing everybody to have just a divide, a disconnect, whatever. So on Fridays for you, Aries, motivating and social energies do come in. We're through renewing innovative energies in the money and the business making as well. Be careful not to jump to conclusions or be rash or aggressive on Fridays with the Venus influence, especially towards home and family life. Okay. Taurus. Tuesdays, Aries, you guys are always so intense. I have to take a deep breath after Aries. Taurus, Tuesdays, you had very intuitive and visualizing energies, increasing with professional influence, especially in the business sector. You have strong, intense communications yesterday with problem-solving aspects, which would have led into today because the tense energies start the morning for some strange reason for you. Not for some strange reason. What am I saying? The influences of the planets basically bring in a strong, tense energy for you, Tauruses. Something is messing me up. We're going to do that real quick because I'm getting influenced by something and I can't tell what it is, but I can tell it's influencing me. And that changed it right there. Tense energies to start in the morning and ease into the afternoon. Strong influence in the connections and networking department for you Tauruses as well. Enthusiasm for projects and financial endeavors. So basically, good. We've got good business energy coming in for both Tauruses and Aries at the beginning of this week. Thursday, courageous and overall increase. Courage overall increases with Uranus's shift. You have a motivation towards life past and career goals and attention to happiness and detail and happiness goals. That's on Thursday. On Friday, independent and motivating energies attuned to obligations and goals. Divided energies come into sector with Venus's play, with special attention to happiness is going to be the focus for you Tauruses going into the weekend. So basically, good time for business communications from today and tomorrow. Understand that with the Uranus's shift, you're going to have more of a focus turn on to your happiness and life paths. And into the weekend, you're going to have good energies for communications, except for Venus bringing in that divide into the afternoon in the social sector. So just be careful. Geminis. You have a change. Yesterday was a change of pace in the healing aspect of things. They're referencing that you had a launch. It felt like somebody pushed the go button for you, especially in your personal interest in investigating department. They are referencing that yesterday there was a frustration for power games. If you were not okay, if you battled that power game yesterday, today's upbeat energies are going to create an interesting aspect for you because not only are they upbeat, but they're calm and they're composing. This is going to use this time if you had any rough edges this weekend to smooth them over starting into the rest of the week. Okay. hopeful, focused, planning, or growing, improving type energies with good energies to revisit dreams and desires come in for you into this afternoon of today and into tomorrow. Easy to obtain. Wow. Easing the ability to let go of negative energies and awakening of unacknowledged feelings comes in to start with you on Thursday. You're going, basically for you Geminis, you're going to hit a very dreamy, lost in daydreams type patch into the start of the weekend. Be very careful that you don't get lost in these energies. Make sure that you're attuning to reality. It's okay to duck away when you're at home, but if you're at work, you need to pay attention to what's going on. Okay. They're referencing that into Friday, you're going to have planning and goal-oriented energies coming to play. Spirited and adventurous type energies with still those dreamy undertones. So they're referencing to focus on life experiences rather than the need to make new experiences. Focus on what is happening currently instead of trying to make new experiences. Compromising energies do come into play into the afternoon. Gemini, you're one of the few signs where Venus's energy is not really going to contort you all that much. So just be aware, if anything, that other people around you might be contorted, and, ride the wave as well you can, as best you can. For my Cancers, I'm sorry you've had a lot of very deep running emotions lately. It's like you Cancers just, every time it seems like you guys get your head above water, it goes right back under. And they're referencing that these researching, investigating type of energies have caused you to basically spend some time to learn about your true self. This can be either good or bad, depending on how well you love yourself. Okay. Just be aware that communication is on your side, and it's okay to talk to yourself. Sometimes the best way to move through things is to talk to yourselves, Cancers. Okay. They're referencing that today emotions are on the surface, energies to take action, deep dive into what is hidden beneath the surface, bringing in insight with problem solving inspirations. So yes, you struggled with those problems. You're probably getting revelations about it today. Tomorrow, you've got friendly communication and connected tied to energies with a strong desire to make changes moving forward for the for the bigger aspect, for your overall happiness goals. Okay. The dividing and indecisive energy does come into play with Venus. So just be careful that you leave any action for next week. Renewing introspective energies come in on Friday, revelation type energies as well, especially in the social department. Releasing and unblocking energies. You're going to find a really easy ability to let go of the negative and move forward, leaving to sit. But they're referencing again, if you have any big big decisions, leave them for actual Monday. Basically, use this weekend to decide, okay, this is the best example. Here's an example. If you've decided that you need to weed down your friends group, make the decisions this weekend, but don't actually eliminate the friends until next week, if that makes sense. Okay, for my Virgos, or no, we're on Leos. Sorry, for my Leo babies. Mental intensity and focus, relationship and partnership energy, good time to approach sensitive topics. Empathy and understanding was the day of yesterday. Okay. Positive connection and teamworking energies come in today. Focus on the long term. Positive thinking and forward moving, motivating energies are on your side with optimism and relationships. Basically, if you have the ability to make sure that your environment is safe and secure, use the energy on your side. If you're struggling. On Thursday, strengthening energies in relationships and exploring new paths come into play with the ability to take a leap of faith and to have clarity and new beginnings and improvements. Okay. They're referencing that on Friday, some restless and indecisive energy does come into play in the afternoon with Neptune's influence, which can cause you to be the people pleaser. They're referencing that before you people please, make sure that you're diving into the deeper issues and that you're addressing what is actually need to be addressed, Leos. Don't just blaze over the surface and move on, okay? On Fridays, you have slight disconnect, so just be careful with the big moves on Friday. Virgos. Mental intensity with strong desires were in effect yesterday. You had the overbearing, uncomfortable type energies that were also very vulnerable yesterday. Today, you had more of the optimistic and positive energies, but you still had that underlying uncomfortableness nature to you, especially in the work and health department. They're referencing that even though you do feel these, you have very good problem solving and logical type energies on your side. Use it to your advantage. For you Virgos going into Thursday, be careful that you do not go into dreamland. It's going to be very easy for you tomorrow to slip into the dreamy side of you Virgos, okay? You're going to have renewing and motivating energies that come into play, but it's more on the spiritual and universal side, which is why it's going to be a little bit harder for you to focus on work in the home, but they need you to. They're referencing that a lot of the stuff that is problem areas are going to be floating to the surface in the next few days. So this is going to be the best time to address those issues. On Friday, you have renewing, motivating, take action type energy to be able to make the push for meaningful changes. Work and health will hit a hiccup in the afternoon, temporary imbalance. So do the best that you can. Again, it's one of those advisements of look for where you need to address and fix the problem areas, but wait until next week to actually implement them. But you have really good energies to be able to communicate with your partner, especially with Venus's influence, to be, except for on Friday, just wow, they threw that in. They're like, yes, it's great to have, you have great energy for communication with all your partners, except for Friday night. Just don't do it Friday night. So I think that's if Cora, if you're watching, I think that it feels connected to you. So just be aware. Libras, strong mental focus came into play yesterday with investigating type energies. If you use this to your advantage, you're going to have very expressive and playful energies come into play today with strong discovery, optimistic, creative energies. This is a great self-confidence time for you, great enthusiasm, and very creative, romantic type of energy for you, Libras. You are on the Titanic and you are standing up at the front of the boat saying that you're flying. Expressive, playful energies, strong, optimistic, I already said that. Into Thursday, you're going to have strong energies in the health and work sector that bring those into focus. A lot of forward-thinking type energy in regards to money and romance. However, they're referencing that Venus is going to bring in that indecision and confusion into the afternoon. On Friday, you're going to have straightforward problem-solving type energies, especially in money and business as well. Expressive and communicative type energies. But they are referencing that you as well, Libra, on Friday afternoon are going to hit that divided, distracted type energies. So you're going to want to make sure that you self-soothe. I said there was only like 1 or 2 signs that didn't have that disruption on Friday. Venus is a very powerful influence, especially in the love department. And a lot of us are not able to maybe process love energy that well. And that's why Venus causes such an influence. Sagittarius. Yesterday, you had very detail-oriented, focus type energies with communication and organization. You were able to release and reflect on very deep type matters. Those heavy conversations, you probably had, Sagittarius, you probably had some heavy conversations yesterday, which if you did, would double down on the enthusiastic and expressive energies that do come into play today, especially in your relationship sector. Good time for communications, good time for problem solving, except for you Sagittarius, you have a higher influence. People are going to listen to what you have to say a little bit more. You have a little bit more of the confidence undertone where people can take what you say with a little bit heavier grain of salt, if that makes any sense. Into Thursday, you in continued increase in confidence, communications, connecting. It's a good time to kind of expect the unexpected, Sagittarius, because when Uranus and Venus turn their ugly heads, unfortunately, Sagittarius, you guys are the ones that are going to be the most impacted by it. So dissatisfying energies do come in on Thursday. They're referencing that on Friday, in the morning, you're going to have an increase in the confidence. It's going to be a roller coaster for you, Sagittarius, literally for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, you're going to do good in the morning, bad in the evening. Friday, good in the morning, bad in the evening. So just be aware of that, okay? Because they're referencing that, again, you have an increase in confidence and motivation on Friday morning. Better, again, expect the unexpected. Good communication. However, they have a vague level of dissatisfaction and disorientation that can occur with Venus. So Sagittarius, just remember to self-soothe because you're going to have that roller coaster of a day. Plan a bath, plan to grab a bottle of wine on the way home. You know what to do. For my Capricorns, all right. Strong energies and emotion and personal energies with profound thought were for yesterday. You're starting to have a lot of understanding in the financial and money sector, okay? This continues in today with more of a focus into the health and work sector with motivation and enthusiasm with underlying confidence, okay? You have like Capricorns, you guys are doing really well with this energy right now because it's just positive, freeing energies all the way into Thursday, especially in the resource department. Spirited, creative, romantic with the financial and business benefits. Don't overindulge. They're just referencing that when it rains, it pours for you, Capricorns, and that doesn't always mean that you need to fill your bucket completely up, okay? Just remember to pace yourself. Don't overcompensate and don't overindulge. They're referencing that on Friday, very creative energies come into play, again, in the money area. Straightforward straightforward decision-making abilities. You're going to be able to have a stirring of unresolved emotional issues come into play with Venus. But if you learn from this rather than react, you're going to be better set for when Venus goes into retrograde later. Okay. Find creative ways to satisfy your needs is basically what they're referencing. For Aquariuses, strong expressive and communicative energies, connecting energies with determination was all yesterday. They're referencing that Aquariuses, you guys are having one of the strongest drives that you could ever have with so many planets in your sector. Okay. It's just all around good vibes from Wednesday into Thursday with good alignment to your sign, rebuilding, reconnecting, renewing energies, expressive and creative energies round off the evening into Thursday, refueling and confident energies come into play. Venus, with everything in your sign, Aquariuses, you're just getting a recharge of energy. Use it to your benefit, okay? Focus on the home and family. They are referencing, though, that Uranus is going to bring in a little bit of uncomfortable disconnecting energies into the evening. But it's only temporary, okay? On Friday, confidence, reevaluation, renewing thinking. They're referencing that because you have such strong energies on your side, Aquariuses, refrain from the instant gratification. Make sure that you're not overspending or overindulging, and it's going to end up costing you later. That tends to happen with you. Even when it comes to your energies, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your time, just remember that whatever you give away can't necessarily be given back in the future, especially time. Okay. Pisces, mysterious, intense energies came into play yesterday with introspective understandings and new beginnings. They're referencing that you needed some self-care yesterday for having to overthink so much. And knowing what my mom has gone through the last couple of days, I can actually side with Pisces on this. Wednesday, they're referencing that today you had a little bit livelier and more active energy with a pleasant, rejuvenating undertone. They're referencing that in this afternoon, Uranus actually brings a release of energies and with a feeling of peace and truly making progress. So Pisces, for you, Uranus actually changing direction actually benefits you into the afternoon today. And into tomorrow, because you have also so many planets in your sign, there's a large boost of confidence. There is a interest in communications experiences, strong family undertones, and they're referencing that, do what you need to do to make everybody else happy, but remember your own personal boundaries. You don't have to expel yourself beyond your own personal means just because you have the energy and the hearsay to do so. Okay. They're referencing that into Friday, you're going to have very renewing, innovative energies that come into play with strong communication undertones, also in the family department. They're referencing that for you, Pisces, because everybody else is going to have such weird influences, it's best just to agree to disagree in situations that you can. Pick your battles. People are not going to be on your side. You are, again, it's one of those times where you are doing better in this energy than most others, and just kind of give people a little bit more leeway than normal. Okay. Scorpios, you as well, us as well, we as well are doing we're benefiting very well from this time. Focus on home and family with release and rest were the energies of yesterday with great conversations and investigations. Today, what was that? That was interesting. I don't don't even know what that was. Okay. Nesting and resting for Wednesday for you Scorpios. Nesting and resting energies will come into play, especially in the home family sector. That explains why today I've been like just wanting to snuggle up with a blanket and a cup of coffee. And I'm like, no, you have to work. You have to live stream. You love to do it. And then part of me is like, no, I want to sit on the couch with my cup of coffee. Anyway, so lo and behold, just check your horoscope. It might explain why you're feeling certain ways. Stable and optimistic emotional energy, positive and expressive energies with luck and harmony come into play in the afternoon with strong improvement type energies to round off the night. Into Thursdays for us Scorpios, we're going to have clarity and forward moving energies with a focus in partnerships and relationships. They're referencing to basically ride the wave. Stay on your surfboard, just stay on the crest of that wave and ride it. Solution-oriented and breakthrough energies come into play in the evening, but leave decisions for another day. Other people are not going to be so in tuned and aligned with your decision-making abilities, Scorpios, so just be aware of that. This isn't the time to compromise. People aren't necessarily compromising right now, okay? Strong creative and romantic energies round off the night, and into Friday, they're referencing that there's going to be that breakthrough type energy with the problem-solving and solution-oriented energies. So basically, guys, Scorpios, if you've been having struggles all week and you can't figure out the problem, leave it alone until Friday. You'll have better energy to figure it out Friday, okay? They're referencing that our conflict comes into the evening with the Neptune and Sun. Basically, with where the Neptune is and with where the Sun are, Scorpios, we're going to be balancing energies worse than anybody else. It's black and like there's no gray area for anybody else. There is nothing in between for us on Friday. Okay, so just be sure that you're balancing both sides equally. All right, guys, and that is the end of the horoscopes for this week. And that is the end of our stream for today. So let me grab my notes over here. And I want to get a feels. So for those of you who don't know, this is one of the books that I use in situations where as you guys saw just a couple minutes ago, it felt like something grabbed my throat, honestly. I didn't want to say it, but it felt like something grabbed my throat. I couldn't breathe there for a second. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to ask real quick what it is because share cosmic energy. Dear stranger, I just wanted to remind you that you are significant, you are sparkly, and you add value to this world. Aww. Okay, well, I guess they didn't mean me harm, if that's what the message was, because that's very interesting. So, to end the note, thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who came and popped in. Cora, thank you for popping in and just saying hi. I appreciate it. To all of my clients that come back and my rewatch crew, I love you. Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. I do see the watch numbers, so I know that you're there. Just remember to hit that like and subscribe button to help out the algorithm to, the more people that can see my videos and the more people I can help, the happier I'll be, pretty much. So to end the night, we're going to raise our glass for our normal cheer. And yeah. May your angels be strong. May your karma be positive, or may your energies be positive, and may karma be ever in your favor. And guys, I got my launch coming next week. Stay tuned because it's going to be a whole new show next week. All right. So until then, bye.